Hello, my name's Katie and welcome to this My Skincare Routine video. I'll be honest, my skincare routine has pretty much fallen by the wayside in the last couple of years, so this video is just as much a motivation to myself as to start doing it properly again as for any other reason. Let's get into it. Welcome to my bathroom, which you might remember from my cutting my own fringe video. It's currently morning and the sun is pretty bright, but here we are. The first thing I do is wash my face. Normally I do that in the shower, but there were a few technical problems, so I'm doing it at the sink for you. Now, I know it's a bit unorthodox, but lately I've been using this unscented hand and body wash to actually wash my face. It's made by a small business in my local area. It's really good and I'm planning on repurchasing, and I'll put a link down below if you'd like to get some as well. The other product which I've been using lately and sort of alternating with is this Paula's Choice Clear Pore Normalizing Cleanser. I still get pimples sometimes. I still have quite oily skin, so I need some kind of skin pore oil normalizing stuff. So the first thing I do is get my fringe out of the way, or else you get wet fringe, and that just adds an extra layer of interest to the proceedings. So just dampening my face now with a bit of water. Depending on the weather, I'll use either warm water or cool water, but not too hot because I find that makes my skin red. Just get a tiny bit. Just a tiny sort of pea-sized amount and rub that in. I have a tendency to like rub at my face quite hard, so I've been trying to be more gentle. Alright, that should probably do it. Don't forget the neck. Normally I would just rinse off under the shower head, but because today I'm at the sink, I'm going to use a face washer. Okay. Oh, I think I'm going in too hard again. Got to remember to be more gentle. There we are. Nice and clean. And then I dry off my face by just patting it with a towel. I feel like I should be talking during part of this, but you'll just have to amuse yourselves by watching me pat my face. The other step I usually do in the mornings is apply sunscreen, which is very important to put on every day. If I'm going outside, I put on sunscreen every day, no matter if it's summer or winter. At the moment I'm using this Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Clear Face. It's a special sunscreen for the face, which I do prefer because they generally tend to be lighter and less greasy. This one is an SPF 30, although I do usually prefer to use SPF 50. The instructions say to use a teaspoon for each part of the body, so I try to do that. I used to skimp on sunscreen because, well, it is quite expensive, but I mean, it's your skin, right? You may as well treat it right. So just pat it very, very gently over the eye area and then get into the edges of the face, my ears as well. Oh, I look pretty shiny at the moment, but it usually sinks in and looks fine after a few minutes. And then I just release the fringe, arrange the fringe. If you have a fringe, you'll know the constant arranging you need to do. And that's all I do on an average morning if I'm not going out, I'm not wearing makeup, etc. Hello again. By the magic of the internet, it's now night time and I'm about to show you how I take off my makeup, which I totally didn't do just for this video. So at the moment, to remove my eye makeup, I'm using this Nivea Extra Gentle Eye Makeup Remover, and I just squirt a little bit onto a cotton pad, one for each eye. Now I am hoping to transition to reusable cotton pads at some point, but not quite yet. So I just gently press that into my eyes, just being really careful around the eye area. Almost forgot to put my fringe out of the way. There, just gently dabbing off the eye makeup and just under the eyes as well. Actually, I have a mirror over here, so I'm just going to check in the mirror that it's mostly come off. And sometimes with the mascara, it takes a little bit more kind of effort. To be honest, the mascara I'm using at the moment is not very visible. I think it's dried out, so it doesn't take much to take it off. Now I have my bowl, which I use especially for the purpose, and I'm going to put some warm water in it. And I have a rather large range of face washes which I cycle through, but this one I'm using today I actually made myself. I'll link the pattern if you're interested. It's very pretty. But first today I'm going to go in with some cleansing oil. This is a Sophie Monk Beauty cleansing oil from Korea. Just one squirt of that. It smells really nice, a sort of very faint flowery smell. So I'll just rub that in first. I don't use cleansing oil on really hot days because I find that it just mucks up my skin, but I do like to use it most of the time to keep skin a little bit moisturized. Yeah, so you're supposed to massage it in a little bit first and then add a little bit of water to kind of loosen everything up. Now I'm going to wipe that off with my face washer. So I like to empty out the bowl and refresh it with water a couple of times while I'm doing this process. Now I find after a cleansing oil I usually need to go back in with just a normal cleanser because otherwise the oil clogs up my pores. And at the moment I'm using this Tony Moly Twinkling Persimmon cleanser, so just a squirt of that. This has a really nice citrusy, well, persimmon scent, not too overwhelming, just really nice. And I'm avoiding my eye area while I do this because my eyes are pretty sensitive, and just wiping that off now. I sometimes make a bit of a mess at this point because water's running all down my arms and down my face. I have to admit, I really love washing my face, especially in winter. It's just so nice and warming. And in summer you can use cool water and it's cooling, so it's good for any season. I have to admit that these days, because I rarely wear makeup, I don't wash my face at night very often. And I know I should get back into the habit of it because you really should do it when you've worn sunscreen during the day as well, or just even any time, because your skin does collect dirt and oils during the day. Okay, my skin feels so nice and fresh and clean now. And then just the last step in this section of the process is putting on some toner. Now I don't know what brand of toner this is anymore because as you can see I've transferred it into a spray bottle. I don't like putting toner or any other really liquid item onto a cotton pad because it all just soaks in and half of it gets wasted. So with toner I put it into a spray bottle. Now, I used to spray it directly onto my face, but it got on my eyes, and as I mentioned, my eyelids are very sensitive and they would play up when I did that. So now what I do is I spray it onto my hand, get some on both hands, and then just pat it in, and just avoiding the eye area. I don't use toner every single time. I think if my skin's been feeling a bit oily lately, then I will. So I'll meet you in the other room for the rest of the process.
A few moments later.
Hello and welcome to nighttime. Yes, it's totally nighttime here in YouTube land. Alright, let me get my fringe out of the way again. Now, according to my research, there are 5 basic steps to skincare. I've already done the first 2, which is cleansing and toning. Then there's exfoliating, treatments, and finally moisturizing. And obviously you can add more steps to that if you want to do the whole Korean 10-step routine. Maybe I'll do that one day. That would be interesting. Anyway, now I keep most of my products in this cute little box that I have on my dressing table behind me there. I just like to have cute things. It makes life nicer. So the next step now is exfoliating. Now for daily use I use this Paula's Choice 2% BHA solution, and then recently I decided to step things up a little bit. A few months ago I noticed I had these little bumps around under my eyes and they just weren't going away. When I googled it I found that they are called milia, and that's when bumps form when dead skin cells get clogged in the pores instead of exfoliating off. And in my research I found this stuff, basically the same product as the other one, but it's much more highly concentrated and you're only supposed to use it once a week. I have not used it yet, this is the first time, so here we go. Oh, it's so tiny. Okay, let's see how long it takes the milia to disappear. I don't have as many on this side, but I'm going to put some on that side as well, just in case. I mean, the bumps are so small that I don't think anyone else could see them, but I know they're there, and I feel like addressing a concern like that maybe is not that important, but you could also maybe see it as a form of self-care. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just going to go in with the ordinary daily exfoliant. I think this is a new formula because it's a lot more liquidy than I'm used to. I started using these chemical exfoliants a few years ago and they really do make a difference. Although you do have to keep up with it every day or else your skin rapidly tends to go back to the state it was in before. I do like the design of this. It has a little clip that goes into the hole at the top before you put the lid back on to keep it extra safe. So the next step is treatments, and there are various different treatments for different concerns that you can get. So I guess that's where the layering of steps comes in. I do have several concerns. Probably wouldn't put on all of these treatments every single day, but I am today just for you. So the first one, I bought this from Daiso. It's ER White Medicated Whitening Lotion. I'm just gonna splash some on. As I said before, I don't like to use a cotton pad for these kinds of products, so I'll just pat them on with my fingers. Now with Asian products often it'll say whitening, but it's not actually going to make your skin tone paler. When they say whitening, what they mean in English terms is to even out the skin tone. So to reduce redness and spots and things like that, not to actually make your skin whiter. I think that's something to bear in mind. So the next product I'm going to use is this Paula's Choice 1% retinol treatment with vitamin C. Targets deep wrinkles and reveals firmer looking skin. That sounds pretty good. So directions are: limit initial use to 3 times per week, gradually increase frequency to each evening as tolerated. Apply 1 to 2 pumps over face and neck. Okay. Oh, I really love the colour of the packaging, I've got to say. Come on. Ooh, out you come. Oh, 1 to 2 pumps. Not much comes out on each pump. But then again, this is a travel size package, so maybe that makes a bit of difference. So where do I have wrinkles? Under the eyes. I find that Paula's Choice products are really good in that they will specify where you can put it, how often you should put it, what the effects are. Paula, who runs the company, actually started out with a website and a book called Beautypedia, where she reviewed other products to see if they actually worked. And so many of them didn't. They made claims which are legally, not true. That she decided to start her own company, which makes products only from ingredients that are proven to work. They're also all fragrance free, so they're good for sensitive skin, and they're gender neutral, which is important to me as well. And so that's why I often buy from Paula's Choice. Not sponsored, just like the products. Sponsor me if you like, please do. Hi. So I must remember not to use this every day at first, but just see how I go. My memory is terrible. So the next product I'm going to use is this Innisfree Olive Real Essential Serum. 50% olive oil. So you need to shake it to mix the products, which I've already done a little bit, but I'm going to finish off the job where I put it on. And this has a really gorgeous, divine olive and citrus scent. And I love it. Just pat it on. Just again avoiding the eye area. I love using this. I would definitely repurchase this. Alright, so on to the final step, which is moisturizing, which I often don't bother to do because my skin feels quite sort of full after having put all those other products on, if that makes any sense. And my skin is also quite oily, so I don't think I need to put on so many different moisturizing products usually, but I'm just gonna cake them on for you today. So as I mentioned before, the last few years my eyelids have become extremely sensitive. They get very red, flaky and itchy pretty much any product that I put on. The only product that I found works and actually heals them when they do get irritated is Egyptian Magic Cream. Anyway, so I just get a tiny little dab and just dab it on the eyelids there and under the eyes as well. So nice. It feels so much better. So last step is the facial moisturizer. For my facial moisturizer lately I've been using the CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion. CeraVe is an excellent product, I think. Everything is unscented. This is in fact the second one of these I've bought. I repurchased it because I liked it so much. Patting that in. I know you're supposed to pat, but I'm too impatient. And I go upwards in an upwards motion. Now there is an extra step that I do sometimes, maybe not as often as I should, but I use my special roller. Now these have become pretty common. You see them everywhere now. Supposedly this one is made of jade, but I bought it on eBay, so I don't know if it's really jade, but it's definitely some kind of crystal. So the idea of this is to roll it upwards. Yes, I know it squeaks. So roll up towards the ear, and this apparently drains your lymph nodes and makes your skin tighter. So just do it on each side a few times, maybe 5 to 10 times, and then roll upwards, up the face. And maybe up here. Look, to be honest, I haven't done any research on how to do this. All I know is that you roll upwards. And then this small part is for doing smaller areas, like under the eyes. So what you can do, I've heard suggested, is to keep it in the fridge, and that way it's cooler and it provides more of a cooling effect, especially helping with your under eye circles, for example. But I found that when I stored it in the fridge, I kept forgetting it was there and forgetting to use it. So now my face is all clean, all moisturized, feeling good and smooth, and now I'm ready for bed. Good night. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you'll consider giving it a like and maybe subscribing if you're interested in more plus size fashion and style and sewing videos. And I think you're amazing, and I hope you have a great day or evening. Good night. Oh, this lid is so tiny. I've dropped it twice already. Totally nighttime. Dude, be quiet. No, you normally hate rustling. Now you're making your own rustling. Oh God. Okay, just spurting everywhere. That was a little bit melodramatic. I have another plane, I swear, every 2 minutes. Easter Friday is not a good day to film videos. Remember that for next year.